So we have a Yale walkie truck. Customer says can't get it to come on. Sometimes it comes on, but it doesn't have any travel. So we're going to take the covers off, see if we can figure out what's going on. Because as you can see, with the battery connected, it does not come on. So we're going to take the covers off, panels, and see what's going on. So I took the covers and panels off, and first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to check the battery voltage. But what I also did was remove the key switch from the socket and just let it hang here, because I want to check the wiring through the key switch circuit and make sure it's coming from the battery, through the key switch, coming in, then going out, going to the controller. So let's check battery voltage first. So this truck has 4 batteries in their state, and it should be 6 volts each. So we're going to check each battery. So the first battery is showing 5.9, 6 volts. Take it off, 6 volts. We're going to check the other 3. You check that one, 6 volts. You check that one, 6 volts. And then this last one we're going to check, show 6 volts. So we got a total of 24 volts. So now we got our fluke meter, got our leads attached to the red connector, and now we're showing 24 volts. So now let's go back to the key switch side and start checking voltage there. Again, need to see 23 volts or 24. So now we have our battery connected to the truck. So let's get a positive and negative going right to the controller. This being negative, it's being positive. So let's attach our meter leads to there. It's best to just use the negative and just attach it to here. Just like this. Now we got our negative end attached to, see the controller says B with the negative. That's battery negative, and we're going to reference battery positive, which is right here, and our meter is going to show 23 volts. So now let's start moving away from the controller. Let's go to the key switch. Here's the key switch right here. So you touch one side of the key switch, you'll see 23 volts. Touch the other side of the key switch, it's going to show 0 because we don't have the key switch turned. So let's turn on the key switch. Left side of the terminal, 23 volts. We go to the right side, 23 volts. So we're getting voltage throughout the key switch. So the next point of concern is getting voltage down to what we call a brake switch, which is down here. But I noticed that this truck has an onboard charger, but it has been removed. So let me show you where that's going to be at before we go further. So right here is where the onboard charger would be at. As you can see, it's been removed or unplugged. And this is very important because this is coming through the key switch. If it doesn't see a charger input, then the 24 volts going to the other side of the key switch is not going to be there. So let's follow this wire up and see where it comes out at. As it comes up, this is the wire here, goes all the way through, comes through here, and goes through the battery connector here. And then on this side, you have this plug connector here. This plug connector is what operates or plugs into the controller. So when you cut the truck off, you have the battery plugged in, it starts charging the battery. So I believe what the customer's done is we wired it to the fact to try to make it come on, and it's not doing that. So what we're going to do we're going to go right through this wire harness, and we're going to get the wire that goes right down to this here brake switch and see if we can get this truck to come on. Now, I did remove a couple of wires. And remember, I told you the 2 wires from the charger, they run here and here. One wire goes down into the controller side, goes to the switch. The other wire comes off and goes into the key switch. As you can see, that's this wire here. So what we have to do is see if this wire is getting voltage for one, and then if it is getting voltage, we need to send this voltage through this wire down to the brake switch. Let me say it again. Since the truck does not have a charger, we need to see what voltage is coming out of here from the key switch. If we're getting voltage, we need to supply voltage through this wire to go to that brake switch. And if we do that by using a jumper, the controller, this red light should come on. So let's try that. We're going to attach a wire before we actually making it permanent. So here's this wire, again, from the charger. So we're going to disconnect this. We're going to attach a jumper just for testing. And we're going to attach it to the other side of the key switch. So here's your jumper. And we're going to attach it to the other side of the key switch. Remember, this side has battery voltage. And this side does not. So let's cut the key switch on and see what happens. Key switch. See the red light come on? Alright. Let's pull the brake switch down, see what happens. Here the line contactor kick in. I'm going to go in reverse and see the tire spins. And go the other direction. The brake switch is receiving an input from that green wire. So basically what we did was we eliminated the wire going to the onboard charger, which this truck does not have. Now we're supplying voltage directly from the output in from the key switch going into this wire, supplying voltage to this switch down here, and that's going to allow the truck to run. So in theory, basically what we learned today is if you have a Yale truck or any industrial truck for that matter, if it's having an issue from the key switch, just check your wiring, battery negative, battery positive. You probably heard the line contactor kick back in, and just make sure that if it's got an onboard charger, you have to disconnect it, the onboard charger wiring, just one side, and attach it to the other side of the key switch, and that's going to allow the truck to run. So let's go pull the brake switch down. You'll hear it kick in. You hear the click. Now the truck spins and drives. And that's it. So that's how you troubleshoot and make repairs to the customer's truck or any Yale truck or any industrial truck for that matter if the customer is not getting any power to it. So again, if you like this video, please subscribe. And again, thanks for watching us repair a wiring circuit for a Yale pallet truck.